Well, I have terrible news. Somewhere along the way, it's like I said, I keep somehow not being able to locate files when I live record something, compared to where I post record it, or however you want to put that. This was probably, and it just happened to be the fight I won, or the round I won, the whole fight. But this was hands down my best Kenichiro fight. He didn't even hit me once. And then I didn't get either of the cutscenes because I thought I had recorded them elsewhere. That right there is the best move he can do to get some damage on him. That is the worst. I don't like that move. He's very similar to Owl Father, where just if he swings his sword more than once, I am nervous. That, oh, it's such a good spot for you to get some damage. He either doesn't give you any openings at all, or gives you gigantic gaping openings. I don't think I ever Makiri'd that thrust attack. Yeah. I mean, he closes down fast. So the temptation to get a little bit closer, do not listen. He is so scary up close. Best friend. That, when he does his Ichimonji, as long as you remember it's a double, usually get some good stuff on him. Then too. Phase 2 is definitely the longest. 3 and 4 is a little bit easier to deal with. We just use the shield for everything. Best friend. Get a little bit of health back and get distance. And I think, yeah, he's the ceremonial knife. Because you use the shield a lot here. Pretty much anytime you see him pull the gun out. So when he does that downward slam, I wouldn't go as far as to say using the shield on him is easy mode in this. Because there's still still some attacks that you know, he's got a couple thrusts that he'll get you with sometimes. If your timing is off on that, especially when he's like running at you with the gun. And when the camera stops the lock on, oh. Had to give that one up. Needed my posture. I think I figured out if when you're starting to move on that, you gotta move back a little bit. If you move forward, you basically circle around and you lose it. Just kind of forgot what I was doing here. I had to get my bearings. Really, you want to be trying to absorb as much damage as you can with the Lotus. And so, even if it doesn't end up being the gun attack, you still want to try to get a little bit of that off. Back a little bit, stays locked on. Then just keeping distance, goading the attacks, using the shield. And I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and say this made it easy. It still took me a ton of tries. And now you got the lightning, that's your distraction. I feel like you gotta be looking around at that to make sure, but nope, you just keep the eyes right on our man. You can get the counter off on that, but I didn't even try to mess with it. We kept using the ceremonial dagger, or Tonto, ceremonial Tonto I think is what it is. Get us some more spirit emblems so that we can you know, use this bad boy as much as we can. It's going to be the best way to do damage to him with this phase. Especially the more you can just trick him into using that gun. And back into the left. Back into the left. Back into the left. It's a Simpsons joke. This I would have liked more of. Like, and I know then it just kind of becomes like, alright, Legend of Zelda, you get an item and then you use it, but I don't know, I would have liked to have seen more prosthetic use with bosses. And not necessarily making it mandatory, but almost like Mega Man. Like reward, so like right there, I don't know why we didn't get the gun follow up on that. But like this makes it fun. Like this is, I don't know. I have a lot more fun doing something like this. Here I feel like the game and I are playing the same thing. Whereas here I feel like I'm trying to beat the game at the game. Whereas if I do the deflects and learn the patterns, I feel like I'm trying to beat the programmer. If that makes sense, which I think it does. Last mistake, Ishin. Oh, we blocked it. Yeah, but we got him anyway. Oof. You couldn't talk after that. Saint Ishin. The Dragon Flash. Woo.
おそばにおります。竜の涙を。
So I believe this was purification.
参りましょう。我が巫女。
九郎殿、今はどうか安らかに。
So he was stabbed with the black mortal blade.
.さようなら、みんな。私は行かねばなりません。我らの因果を断ち切るために。とても長い旅になります。それでも共に来てくださるのですか?
So her body is literally a cradle.
はい。
And we are now the shinobi of the dragon.
九郎殿も喜んでおります。参りましょう。
Depart to the west. So, one of two things. They could either have a DLC that is a continuation or kind of a prequel. but I may post a couple little things doing the headlesses and all of that, but all in all, that is the true ending for Sekiro Shadows Die Twice.